Hi friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I just want to talk a little bit about my experience getting married at 21. We got married pretty young. My husband was 22 when we got married. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, our experience, and why we got married so young. So my husband and I met when we were 17 and 18. Our first year of college. We both went to the same college. And so we met that first freshman year. We were both in similar programs. And so both of our cohorts spent a lot of time together. And that's how we met. So we didn't start dating till March of our freshman year. And that's a whole other story. But we started dating March of our freshman year. And about 6 months later, I would say, we started actually talking about marriage. Which might be surprising to some people, but we were both marriage-minded when we first started dating, and we knew that's what our end goal wanted to be. And so we started talking about that around 6 months or so. We knew that we were not in a position to get married at all. We both were still, or I guess by that point we were in our sophomore year at the same university. And so we were in no position financially to get married at that point. And so we decided to wait and just continue to date. And then right before our senior year, in July, Hunter proposed to me. My husband proposed to me. And so we got engaged in July, and I graduated from that university in December, graduated a semester early, and then he graduated in that following May of 2020 of this year, actually. And we decided to get married in June, on June 6th. And so we dated for about almost 4 years, and then 3 years. Yeah, we dated for 3 years, got engaged, and then got married 11 months later. So that's kind of our story. I was 21, he was 22, like I said before, and that's our story. So now I want to talk a little bit about people's reactions to our decisions to get married so young. So we kind of had a wide range of opinions, I guess. Everyone has their opinions, especially on dating, engagement, and marriage. I feel like everyone has their own story, and I think that was something really important for me to keep in mind as we were dating and engaged, that everyone is different, every relationship has a different timeline, and that's okay. It has to work for you. And so we, like I said, we started talking about marriage 6 months into our relationship. It was kind of the point where we both decided that this is something that we want to continue into marriage. And we also really value marriage as a covenant. So throughout specifically our engagement, after we got engaged, there was a lot of people saying, "Oh my goodness, you're so young." At the time I was 20 and my husband was 21. And they were saying, "You're so young, like why are you getting married so young?" And they just kept talking about how young we were. And kind of asking why we wanted to get married so young. And I think behind that question, a lot of people were saying, why not just enjoy your 20s? Why not wait? Like, there's no reason to get married so young. And I think the first thing that came to my mind was that, one, we knew that we wanted to get married. And so why wait was kind of my question. Why wait? If we knew this is the person that we wanted to get married to, why wait? Some people may say, well, you can travel, you'll be so much more financially stable, and all these things. And I felt like, well, I wanted to get married because I wanted to spend my 20s with my husband. I wanted to spend that time with my husband. Both of us are also Christians, and so we did not live together before we were married. And so that was another aspect of wanting to experience life together as husband and wife, and that was super, super important to us. We believe that marriage is a choice, it's a covenant, and it's meant for holiness. It's not just to be happy. And so I wanted to spend my 20s and the rest of my life being committed to this one individual. I think in our society, especially today, we have this fear of commitment, this fear of saying yes for an extended period of time. Like, what if I decide differently? And I don't think that's the point of marriage. And I think if you have that view of marriage, maybe you should reevaluate, and getting married young is not for you, and that's okay. I think in our society, we have this aversion to commitment. We have this like visceral reaction when people say you're going to commit to that one person. And I think there's so much beauty in committing yourself to the service of another individual. I think we were designed that way to commit and to stay committed to one individual for the rest of our lives. I think there's also this beauty in this shared commitment and goal that you have between two people that also fosters this sense of vulnerability. And so with commitment and vulnerability comes this really strong relationship. You're seen, you're heard in that relationship, and you're ultimately fulfilled in a way that isn't possible outside of marriage, I believe. And so that's a little bit about why we chose to get married so young, and we're only about 6 months into this, but I definitely don't regret my decision. There's been times that have been difficult and things that we've had to overcome, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Those things don't matter, and the best part about that is that I'm walking with someone for the rest of my life, and we're walking through those things together. And so that was my experience getting married at 21, and I wouldn't change a thing. Thanks so much for watching this video, taking the time to watch, and I hope to see you back here soon.